Hi everybody, Tyler here with Sparkle with Tyler, and today we are doing WIP Chat number 16. So this video is going up on December 24th, and it is coinciding with the giveaway for my thank you video that went up, I believe, on December 20th. So in this video, you will also get the winner announcement for that coupon code. But it's been a really long time, so we have a lot to cover. A lot to catch up on, and I want to make sure we can get through all of it without this video being extremely crazy long. It's me, I'm super chatty, so it's probably going to be a little long anyway, but such as such. Before I forget to mention it, all of our small business stuff. So this is Randal's Crafty Corner Wax, Creation Morin Putty, and then I have my Firefly tray. This is all my standard stuff. The one thing I need to for sure replace is my pen. This thing is on its last leg. I've dropped it 3 or 4 times. It's just a cruddy Amazon one. But if you have any recommendations for a good pen turner, I need one that is durable for someone who's super, super klutzy. But yeah, so hi, how are you? I think the last video I posted was 3 weeks ago in regards to WIP Chats. It was before I left town. So I'm kind of going to start at December 7th. I feel kind of guilty saying it was that long ago, but life has happened. I think the last time we chatted, I had mentioned that I was going to go up on a weekender trip. Not even a weekender trip. I think I was deciding if it was going to be a weekender trip up to a little bit higher up in the coast, the SoCal coast. I ended up taking a day trip up towards Laguna and LA and saw a bunch of friends, and it was really, really fun. And had a blast, saw a bunch of people, and it was an all-day thing. I think I left really early and just hung out at the beach, did a big old scavenger hunt, did a bunch of just adventure stuff, and it was desperately needed. It was just fun and exciting and got to meet some new people. And so I'm glad I went. I was a little bit on the fence because I was really, really tired from work, but absolutely no regrets. And also I'm not a beach girl, so for someone to say, hey, let's go to the beach and go on an adventure it makes me a little nervous. You can hear it in my voice, but I totally had a blast and learned a lot about the area too. So I really enjoyed it. After that, I just kind of hung out on Sunday and kind of caught up on chores. And Monday, I went back to the ENT. They actually changed my appointment. I was supposed to go on the 23rd, which would have been yesterday. But my doctor took the day off, which I'm happy for him. But that moved my appointment up. And with that, we kind of had a conversation, and he said, I'm really kind of shocked that your ears have not healed. And if you're not completely caught up on the ear saga, I've talked about it a lot in WIP Chats, but long story short, my ears don't work right. And I currently have a hole in my left ear. As of the appointment on the 7th, or the 9th, excuse me, Monday the 9th, there's currently still a 15% hole. And we did audiology, and I have some pretty icky hearing loss. So, for being in my early 30s, I prefer not to have hearing loss. And so they are going to refer me out to, hear this, I didn't know this existed, an ENT specialist that specializes only in ears. When someone says it to you, it's oh, that kind of makes sense, but I had no idea that was a thing. So I'm waiting on that referral. And then he also said, hey, I just want to make sure everything's all good in there and that I didn't miss anything. I want to send you in for a CT scan. And so I was actually really excited for that because I think those machines are really, really cool. And so I said, okay. I'll wait until I get further instruction from the office. And so that's kind of where it was left on the 9th of December. And yeah, there's a little bit of processing in there when like you find out for sure like your anecdotal like life experience is for sure true, that your hearing is busted. But I'm hoping now that by having the like audiology tests and stuff that we can kind of make progress and figure out what exactly we need to do or what's causing, the issue in order to like fix the ear issues. You know what I mean? Whether in the long run that means surgery again, whether that means eventually having hearing aids, I don't know. But it'd be nice to kind of figure it out. But that was like Monday the 9th. Lots going on there. Fast forward to like 3 or 4 days later, and I got to go on that Yosemite trip I was really excited about, right? So that was like my vacation that I really desperately needed. I've taken time off. I've gone up and done some weekenders with hubby. But this was like the trip that I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to pay for anything, which was crazy. I just got to go. I didn't drive. I just showed up. I had to pay for my airfare ticket. It was insane. So I'd never been to Yosemite. I've been to Zion National Park. And I am of a firm belief that Zion National Park is the most beautiful place in the world. I don't think anyone will ever convince me otherwise. So going to Yosemite was absolutely like the trip that my brain and like my nervous system needed. It was amazing. It was the first time I'd seen snow as an adult. According to my family, I had seen snow as like an itty bitty baby, but I don't think that I would have remembered that. But I got to see snow fall out of the sky. I got to play in the snow. I stomped in the snow a lot. And I know it sounds silly. I forgot to make a snowman. I forgot to make snowballs. But I did find out that I like cold weather when I'm adequately equipped for it. I just don't like the chores associated with being in the cold weather. Like, I don't know if I'd want to shovel snow. I don't think I'd want to deal with chains. But for the most part, just like, it's so beautiful and it was so quiet while we were there. I think I actually shared a picture on my community tab on YouTube, and I was just like, I have to show you this. It is so pretty here. So I highly recommend, if you have an opportunity to go to Yosemite, do it. We got snowed out of the park one of the days. There was just enough snow that it wasn't safe to enter the park. But the last day we were there, we did get to go. And it was so cool. There was a lot of rocks. The one thing I regret is I didn't do my research about the park prior to going. And I wish I had read up on it more in the history. So I knew like literally what I was looking at. Like, this is this formation of rocks. Because when I got there, I kind of had to nudge my friend, and I was like, what is this rock? Why is this rock important? Because I knew what all these rock formations were just culturally, like El Cap and Half Dome, but I didn't realize when I was standing there in the park at these viewing areas that that's what I was looking at, if that makes sense. So that was like the only thing. The park reminds me so much of Lord of the Rings. There's the Merced River running through it. And a lot of the times it's just, I mean, we went in the off season towards winter, so it's not this like rapid running river. It was kind of the slow, low running river. And it was so quiet because there weren't a ton of cars going in and out of there all the time. It just, yeah, it was so pretty. I could just like envision all of the different scenes from Lord of the Rings. I'm a big Lord of the Rings girl, so um, I just really loved being there, and I can totally see myself going back, particularly in the off season. I don't know if I'd want to go during peak season because of how many people I hear are there, but it was really amazing to see things like um, I think the like English version of the waterfall is Bridal Veil Falls, and seeing Yosemite Falls. Like those are some of the biggest waterfalls in the country, I think also possibly in the world. So it was pretty breathtaking to see those in person, and also as they were partially frozen. So it just it was really 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 cool. Um, and then the other thing, kind of like a little bit of a, it's cool, but also kind of like, ooh, um, I did not realize when I was in the park or when we were going to the park that Yosemite has like an entire town down in Yosemite Valley. I'd love to learn more of the history about this. Unfortunately, I can't tell you. But in Yosemite National Park, there's an actual like straight up town. There's a straight up hotel in Yosemite Valley. Not just like the lodge, right? Not just like one building there, but there's a bunch. So this hotel apparently has it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's got a ton of history. I guess the Queen of England has stayed there. Um, but apparently it was the hotel that The Shining is based off of. I think it was Stanley Kubrick was like, I want to use your hotel for The Shining, and obviously the hotel said no, because could you imagine having your hotel associated with like The Shining? No, but it's really surreal is the word I'll use when you go into the building and you see that when they built the sets for The Shining, it is this hotel. Um, when you go to the elevators and you look, it is that hotel. So I, needless to say, I did not use the elevators while I was there. I took the stairs, and there's this beautiful, like the room, I call it the typewriter room from the movie. When we had an opportunity to eat lunch at the hotel, I turned to the people I was with. I was like, I'm not eating in this room. I cannot eat here. So, um, it's it was really cool to see and know some of that like history of the hotel, a little bit of Hollywood history, but it gave me the heebie-jeebies. Like it really did. I used to read a ton of Stephen King books growing up, and The Shining was one of those books that to this day just kind of gives me the uggs. Um, it was just, yeah, to walk into somewhere that you've seen on a movie screen, and it was like, whoa. So anyway, you go from Lord of the Rings, just beautiful, amazing, natural, to The Shining at the hotel. Just, and then you go back out to Lord of the Rings. So I kind of cracked up like after we left when I realized that. I was like, that's definitely a juxtaposition. But we went to the park. We spent most of the day at the park. We came back. We got more snow. And we got some rain and some sleet too. So it was really, really cool. And then the last day that we were there, we kind of left early in the morning, and you actually drive on the highway through the park back to the airport. We flew out of Fresno, and the people that I was traveling with left really like a lot earlier than me, and so I just hung out in Fresno for a while and explored the city, and like went to a bunch of different little local areas, and then flew home. And hubby picked me up, and I spent the rest of the weekend like, well, it wasn't the weekend. I left on Monday. So I spent like the rest of the evening and kind of the next day just kind of recombobulating because I had to work the next day. So that was like the 16th. Flew home on the 16th. And like the 17th, recombobulating, they had D&D again. So catch you up there. I think the last time we talked about their D&D session, I think 2 characters had died. Like one was petrified, one had died, and then like someone had lost 2 characters in a week, and that was like the character. Anyway, it was a lot, right? So I'll catch you up as much as I can because I fell asleep on the couch like halfway through their session, so I don't know the whole story. But what I know is that they managed to revive the character who had died. They managed to unpetrify the. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to smack my camera. They managed to unpetrify the character who was petrified. So everyone's back the way they were supposed to be, except the character that they revived. I guess the rules of, because they have a necromancer in their party, I guess that the character they revived is come back in the like body of a woman, and he used to be like this really tiny little male gnome. So that's going to be interesting. I think the way they're going to play it is like he keeps getting really clumsy because he doesn't know how tall he is, but I'll keep you posted because I think that's going to be really, really funny. Yeah, so that's all I have regarding D&D. Things have gotten better. I hope no one dies again because that was intense. And it's too close to Christmas for anything bad to happen. Like this year has been intense, and Christmas is supposed to be relaxing, and I'll kind of laugh with you in a second about that statement because we know that Christmas is really, really stressful. But yeah, everyone in D&D is alive right now. So yeah, fast forward to the 19th of December. We're getting closer to the video, all right, in the giveaway video. I'll get to it in a second. And I got to do my CT scan that the ENT ordered. I was so bummed with how fast they get you in and out of that machine. I'm probably the only person you'll ever hear say that, but I was so excited to go have the CT thing done. And then it literally took like 2 minutes. I was just like, oh, that's it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, but I wanted to be in the big machine and have it do the thing. And he was like, I'll make it a really slow 2 minutes for you. But I don't get claustrophobic really. And I kind of wanted to be in the cool machine that just does the cool noises and goes back and forth and back and forth. So yeah, when they do the top of your head, apparently it's really fast. I'm glad in some regards that it's not a huge big to-do that implies that maybe it's not as invasive or as bad, or they can look more, but I'm not a doctor. But yeah, I was hoping it would take like 15, 20 minutes. When I read online, they said it would take like 15 or 20 minutes. So it did not. Give me 1 second. I'm going to change the way my camera is set up. We'll do the giveaway, and then I will stop hitting my camera. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that should fix the problem with the cameras getting bonked by the cords and my pen and all of that. I moved it up a little bit. So anyway, let me talk giveaway stuff real fast. So as of the recording of this video, there were 7 people who commented with the keyword on the thank you video from December 20th. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who liked and subscribed and commented on that video, everyone who has been here for the last several months, those that participated, those who have watched, and we have a bunch of new people here, so welcome. As of right this moment, there are 98 people who are subscribed, and when I recorded and posted that thank you video, I had like 75 or 76 people. So that's like a third, 33% increase since my last post. So I just thank you so much. Like, this whole experience, like especially the last few weeks, has really exceeded my expectations for what I thought was possible for my channel in 2024. I really didn't think that I would like go past 50 people for subscriptions this year, and to have almost 100 the day before, December 25 it's a little mind-boggling to me, and I have a huge, huge amount of gratitude. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on this adventure with me. And just know that I really value each and every one of you coming, visiting, viewing, all of that. This is our winner. Congratulations. I will reach out to you in the comments of the last video, the DAC Cyber Monday haul / thank you subscriber video. And you can also email me at the email in my description. On that email, this email, sparklewithtyler@gmail.com. Really straightforward. But I will get you set up with your coupon code. Reach out to me, please. And I want to get you set up with that. Thank you so, so much for participating. Back to WIP Chat stuff. We have post Yosemite. So let me see. The 21st of December. We are getting closer and closer to today and closer to Christmas. So it's getting a little scary, not going to lie. My birthday celebration stuff, we kind of do birthday month in this house, but my hubby and I had talked about, like, what do we want to do this year for birthday? And I had told him, like, hey, can we do, like, a Taskmaster thing? And I think he offered first. But we had agreed, like, yeah, Taskmaster birthday extravaganza. If you don't know what Taskmaster is, it is a British TV show where they do all kinds of, like, crazy tasks, and you basically have to figure out how to do them typically as quickly as possible, and there's usually a loophole on how to do it in an easier way than what is described on the task. And yeah, hilarity and insanity and craziness usually ensue. You can watch it on YouTube. I highly recommend it. And it's a great TV show. But hubby threw me a whole Taskmaster birthday adventure, and he put an enormous amount of time into it. Just an incredible amount of time. And we had pretty much the D&D group was there, and we were at the park, and it was all set up. He dressed the part. I didn't expect to have so much panic doing these tasks. I really went into it, I will say, probably overconfident, because I was like, oh, I know what to do. No big deal. Like, I've watched the show a billion times. I totally panicked on some of these tasks. And so, like, one of them was, like, wrap the cookies. Like, that's the short version of this task, right? Like, we were given all these materials, but it was, like, wrap the cookies. And we had, like, 5 cookies that we had to wrap. And I wrapped them, like, 3 different times, because I wrapped them in the bag that we got, and then I wrapped them in the wrapping paper that we got, and then it just kept going. So rather than just wrapping them in the bag, I wrapped them several times just because I was trying to go. So that was, silly stuff like that. But I have not laughed that hard. Like, my sides were aching. Like, I had tears in my eyes. It was such a positive and great experience. And there was nothing negative that occurred at all. Like, it was so incredible. I said this to him, and I will say it publicly. Like, the Taskmaster would be proud of everything that they did. Like, because it was hubby and his mom and his dad helped, and, like, the whole Taskmaster crew would be absolutely proud of what my husband and his mom and them pulled off. It was great. I will not forget how awesome that birthday was. And so the only thing I will say is he like, at one point, it was like, the first task we did was like, so we all got these lemons, and it was put the lemon in hubby's bucket, or in the taskmaster's bucket. And there was 3 buckets, and one was hidden. The actual taskmaster's bucket was hidden underneath a table, and my hubby ran off with a bucket that said "not the taskmaster's bucket." So we all ran after him, and he got straight up tackled. And that was the only thing. I was like, watching my husband get straight up like tackled by our friends who were full grown men was pretty just like, huh. But he was fine. Everything was fine. Like, he really didn't even get mud on his shirt or his pants. So I think I was more scared than he was. But that was, I mean, if that's the only thing that happened, and it really was just me being like, oh my God, that's amazing, right? So yeah, if you, again, have not seen that show, I highly recommend it. And just, if you ever really want to like lovingly torture your friends in the best possible way and give them just amazing belly laughs, do it. Like, it is, do a Taskmaster party. We are possibly thinking about and talking about doing a Taskmaster kind of annual extravaganza, but hubby was like, I'm not going to be the planner again next year. It is a lot of work. And so I kind of said, I'll do it, but I'm going to need help coming up with tasks because that's not my forte. I'll run it. So we'll see. Maybe next year around this time, all of a sudden we've done another Taskmaster kind of day competition. So yeah, but in regard to other holiday stuff, like, we're approaching farther and farther into the holidays, right? Kind of the days since like Saturday was Taskmaster, and then we have Sunday was just kind of like getting stuff done. Monday, Tuesday, right? I think today is Tuesday. It's been a lot of just trying to get the holidays prepped. I still have gifts to wrap. I have no idea if I managed to get gifts for everyone on my lists. Because I know I wrote multiple lists at different points, but they're gone. All the lists are gone except for one, and it's on my desk, and I know it's not the original list. Previous years, I've been the person who just like has way back in the day, I was the girl who got Christmas shopping started / finished in September. That was way back in the day. That's not the case anymore, and that's definitely not the case this year. I didn't start shopping until I was in the gift store of the like hotel / lodge that we were staying at in Yosemite. That to me is like crazy. So that would have put it at like December 14th, and then I didn't start like doing my like full Christmas shopping until I got back to home base on December 17th. So it's been, everything is down to the wire. I think we got a delivery this morning at like, for some reason, Amazon and stuff delivers to our house at like 4 a.m. I feel so bad for the people, but we got like a delivery at like 4 a.m. And so luckily that got here because we're going up to see family today, and one of those gifts was in that 4 a.m. delivery. But those gifts aren't wrapped. That's what I'm doing right after I finish this video, edit it, and post it. Frantic gift wrapping. Hubby's gifts, I still have a bunch of his stuff to wrap. It's crazy. I know, like, previous videos, I was like, I'm giving myself grace here, but at the same time, I kind of feel like, it is what it is, but also I'm like, oof, I feel like maybe I could have done this a little better. It's not my finest year in terms of gift planning, but for the people who I know it's okay, I finally just kind of like gave. That's the word I'll say. I kind of just gave, and I was like, okay, Christmas is not about the gifts. It's about community. It's about thinking of others. I'm going to get people scratchers. I can't, like, I don't have the brain capacity for this. Hopefully they win $1 million. So, like, they'll know I'm thinking about them. They can have fun. It's an activity where, maybe they can win something. I hope everyone wins something. It's unlikely, but, you know, again, people will know that they weren't forgotten. They were thought about. It'll be something fun for them to do. Scratchers are fun, and it doesn't require anything else of me other than to go to the store and buy them. And I bought many of, I made my list. One of the lists that's now, like, that's the list I have, but it's not the original list, right? So I have my list, and people are going to get their scratchers, and that's it. That's Christmas for a bunch of people, and that's okay. My silly thing is I hope some of my friends, if they win anything, they tell me. I'd like to know. So friends and family. But that's Christmas. It's a funny year. I think I mentioned we're doing family stuff today. We're doing family stuff tomorrow. I'll be easy to pick out in the group because I'm going to be bringing crafting stuff with me. It's really hard to bring diamond painting stuff to, like, big family events just because there's food, and there won't be any kids this time, but there's lots of dogs, so I don't really want dog glitter in my paintings as much as possible. But it's really easy to take crochet projects with me. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to be taking my crochet stuff and working on, I think I've talked about my Portal Companion Cube blanket on here. I'll have to look back and see sometime, but I'm going to work on the Companion Cube Granny Square blanket and hopefully get that wrapped up pretty soon. But I need to make a bunch of squares still, so that's a really easy project to take with me. I can even work on that in the car. So, and I can keep it away from the dogs because I can just keep it in a bag and keep it in my lap and boom, done. But I'll be very easy to distinguish because I'll be sitting there just with my hook. But I just, I want to take the rest of the week and kind of just chill and relax. This is my last time to really chill before the end of the year and before I hit the ground running for work in 2025. I did take some time before I left work for the year, and I kind of mapped out what my I don't want to say first quarter, but my first couple months back was going to look like in the office. And I'm going to be very busy, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, but knowing that I want to just get some R&R before I go back into the office, and that includes a lot of quiet downtime diamond painting and probably recording too, because why not do both? But I just want to have some me time before I go back. Like, Yosemite really reset me, and I desperately needed that, so I am kind of just wanting to chill and sleep. The dogs have been letting me sleep in till like 7:30. That's unheard of. So I'm gonna ride that train as long as I can. So yeah, it's a good day right now. I'm going to enjoy and just ride with the craziness. I'm probably going to have some interesting stories to discuss, I'm sure, on a WIP Chat, just about, like, we don't have a lot of family drama. I'm very fortunate, but I'm sure there'll be some kind of, like, crazy story about traffic or some kind of silliness I can talk about in a WIP Chat in regard to, like, holiday stuff next time. But as of right now, like, aside from wrapping up 2024, like, I'm prepping for 2025. I'm mapping out my diamond, my diamond painting. I'm mapping out work. I'm mapping out the events that I want to do for diamond painting stuff for next year, there's a lot that's gonna happen really, really fast. Like, we're about to hit the ground running for Ticket to Ride. I would like to do Gear with Yume, a whole bunch of stuff. So I have like a way that I want to organize for next year. And I do want to talk about it in another video, maybe like my end of the year video. But I will show it to you, just not in this video. This is not the place for it, and it's not even started / done. So it's yeah. Right now, I really am like, I need to go finish / find my coffee. I need to edit this video, get it out to you guys, contact the winner of our giveaway, and probably go find some kind of like treat before I really get down to wrapping gifts and getting out of my sweats and getting into some nicer clothes before I go up to see family. I mean, like, secret here, I'm usually recording in my sweats. So, yeah, and I'm surprised thing one hasn't started whining at the door. So we got spoiled today with not hearing like the dog just sitting here whining. As always, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you have a safe and gentle holiday. Stress on the safe and gentle holiday in the blurb at the end. I'll talk to you soon. And just have fun today. Do some good self-care. If there's anything you would like to see unboxed, as always, please let me know down in the comments below. Succulents is coming out tomorrow as an unboxing by Peggy Collins and DAC. So other than that, I will talk to you soon. Bye!